What is going on, Pats Nation? It's Patriots Global here, back with another video. And before we get into this one about Derek Carr, the New England Patriots, should they make a trade for him, I do want to let you guys know that I have taken a step back from Patreon and I have officially decided to edit some things and return to Patreon. Now, for those of you who don't know what Patreon is, I'll give you a quick overview. Pretty much what it is it's like a Netflix, it's like a Hulu, it's like any monthly subscription. There's a certain amount of tiers. I have 2 tiers personally on mine compared to I think 4 or 5 that I used to have. And you guys can pay for certain benefits from me each month. Now, I have 1 tier, which is my main tier. It's $10 a month. What you guys can get is multiple videos a week. Sometimes you might even get multiple videos a day that are New England Patriots content that are exclusive only to Patreon. And what I mean by that is the only way that you can go and watch these videos is if you are a Patreon member. They will not be posted on Instagram. They will not be posted on YouTube. They will not be posted anywhere else except Patreon. Some other benefits you can get from this tier would also be that you can join a Patreon Patriots fans only Discord, which is with me and the other Patreons, which kind of talk in a chat, but you have to be a Patreon in order to be in it. And then you can also get a link to when I go live on YouTube or on Patreon that will specifically be for Patreon members. So like I do go live on YouTube, it would be like that, where I would do a Q&A with you guys, but it would only be for Patreon members. If this is something that interests you, greatly appreciate it for anybody that does decide to become a Patreon. Click the link in the description box below where it says become a Patreon and join us. Now, the New England Patriots were reported a few days ago that they were showing some early interest in Derek Carr. Of course, this does make a ton of sense. Reports just came out, I think, today or yesterday on the New England Patriots being openly active in every situation for their next quarterback. I'm talking about Cam Newton. I'm talking about trade. I'm talking about free agency, the draft, anything and everything you can think of as a possibility. And it's really interesting because the Raiders are looking to ship off potentially both of their quarterbacks. That's at least what was being said at the time, that they were listening to trade offers both for Derek Carr and Marcus Mariota. Now some things have switched up a little bit, and we're hearing that they'd rather ship off Marcus Mariota more, which is also very interesting because before this offseason occurred, before it even began, we were hearing that they were more willing to ship off Derek Carr, and they were more willing to have Marcus Mariota kind of be that next quarterback for their franchise. In my own personal opinion, I think both of these guys are up on the market. I think for the right price, Marcus Mariota will be shipped off. For the right price, Derek Carr will be shipped off. Let's remember that Jon Gruden, the head coach for the Raiders, never actually loved Derek Carr. He doesn't have an issue. There's no beef. There's no issues like that between the two, but that was never his franchise quarterback. That was never the guy he wanted to build his team around. He's kind of just a placeholder. So I think if Jon Gruden was able to go ahead and pick up a quarterback that he likes, someone that he could build his franchise around, the Raiders, the new Raiders around, then he would definitely do so. If the Raiders were able to get enough compensation to possibly get up to draft a Zach Wilson, a Justin Fields, maybe a Trey Lance, could that be a perspective that they decide to do so? So although they're saying that they aren't so interested in trading Derek Carr, but are more interested in trading Marcus Mariota, I don't buy into that. I believe that for the right price, they would trade either of these guys. Now, Carr is a veteran in the league. He's going to be 30 in March, so just in a couple of weeks, he's going to be 30. But I honestly believe that he is the best option the Patriots could get at the quarterback position at this point. He played as a top 10 quarterback this past season. He's coming off one of his best seasons in his entire NFL career. Now, if you're the Raiders, it also does make some sense if you do part ways with Derek Carr because it would free up $19.6 million in a year when they need to figure some things out for the cap. A lot of teams need to figure out some stuff for the cap because a lot of teams are behind the cap. They need to free up money just to get back to zero. And the Raiders are one of the teams that is expected to be over the cap when the new league year starts, so they're going to have to make some type of moves, again, just to get back to zero. Now, for a team that would trade for Derek Carr, they would have to have enough cap space to absorb that $19.5 million of a base salary for 2021. Of course, the Patriots more than are capable of absorbing that money. He'd also account for almost $20 million against the cap in 2022. That is not bad at all. A base salary of $19.5 million in 2021 and about $20 million in 2022 for Derek Carr, who is a top 10 quarterback, or at least when he has a good offensive line, has some weapons, easily a top 10 quarterback. He played this past season as a top 10 quarterback. That money is not bad at all. The New England Patriots could be at a standpoint where they have a nice quarterback who can get the job done, like Derek Carr, who is very durable also. You don't have to worry about him getting injured for the next couple of years and can still use a lot of that money, because for what you're getting from Derek Carr is nothing but a bargain. You still have enough money to go ahead, build around your offense, get some high-quality receivers, get some high-quality tight ends, and fix the little holes you have on defense. Now, the Raiders are not a terrible team, right? They do have some nice pieces. They have Ruggs. They had Aguilar this past season. They had Darren Waller, the tight end. So they had some pieces, right? So the Patriots would just have to upgrade in their receiving threats. Obviously, it's not going to be much of an upgrade compared to the Raiders if the Patriots have no one throwing the ball to. But I think if they bring on Derek Carr, that will definitely entice some of these other free agents, possible trades for these guys to want to come in and play for New England. And I think if you get some high-quality names in here, it could really throw the Patriots offense forward tremendously. I also think that the Patriots offensive line is much, much better than the Raiders. Right? So Derek Carr would be getting an upgraded offensive line. He'd have more time to throw the ball. He has more time to make decisions. And if the Patriots can upgrade at wide receiver, at tight end, giving him weapons to throw the ball to, then I think you see just, again, a tremendous leap forward from this offense compared to what we've seen in the past few years. Looking at these numbers, though, looking at the fact of how Derek Carr played this past season, seeing that having him under contract the next 2 seasons for a huge bargain for the caliber that he can play at, they are going to have, of course, the Raiders, that being, a clear upgrade over Derek Carr in order to want to move on, or at least have, building pieces for their future in order to move on from him. And then that's really what brings up the question, what would the Patriots have to give up for somebody like Derek Carr? Now, I heard that they were asking for at least a first. I don't know if that's something I would give up for Derek Carr. I also don't believe the Patriots would give up a first at all. Let's remember, for Matthew Stafford, who went for 2 first-round picks, a third-round pick, and Jared Goff, New England had only offered a second-round pick and a player or 2 in return. The Patriots do not want to mess with that 15th overall pick. They want to keep that at all costs. I don't see that changing for Derek Carr. Seeing how that Matthew Stafford deal played out, the question is going to be, what would the price be for Derek Carr? I don't know if a second-round pick and a player or a second-round pick and some other draft picks is going to be enough to acquire him. It all just depends on how much do the Raiders want to move on from Derek Carr. That's the question. Now, 2020 was the 3rd consecutive year that Derek Carr did throw for over 4,000 yards. In 2020, he was able to appear in all 16 games, in which he was able to do in every single season except for 2016 and 17, which he only played 15. So he only missed 1 game. But he had 517 pass attempts. He completed 348 with a completion percentage of 67.3%, which is not bad at all, for 4,103 yards, 27 touchdowns, and 9 interceptions. To base that off of the year prior, in 2019, he appeared in all 16 games yet again. He had 513 pass attempts for 361 yards, in which he had a completion percentage of 70%, threw for 4,054 yards, 21 touchdowns, and 8 interceptions. Real quick though, guys, I do want to talk about my boys over at BetOnline. Now, BetOnline has the fastest and easiest way to bet on all of your sports actions. And we all know football, NFL, it might be over for this season, but you still have the NBA, college basketball, and the NHL, which are still a full swing. BetOnline even covers awards, TV shows, and reality TV, real-time odds, and props on almost anything that you can imagine, BetOnline has you covered for all the news, scores, and odds. It is the best way to place your bets, and it's free to sign up. All you got to do is head to the website and use your mobile device to sign up today and receive your 50% off welcome bonus on your first deposit, y'all. Again, that is BetOnline, your online sportsbook experts. Do not sit on the sidelines anymore, y'all. Get in with the action. Do not forget to use that promo code CLNS50 for your 50% off welcome bonus. Y'all, I think if the Patriots can go out and be aggressive in truly upgrading their pass catchers, which I truly believe they do, a much upgraded offensive line versus what the Raiders have, he can fall back to a very good group of running backs that the Patriots have. I think the Patriots, if they got Derek Carr, could easily be a playoff contender. What are your guys' thoughts on this, though? Let me know in the comments section below. Remember to, you guys, give this video a big thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, and consider becoming a Patreon, all in the link in the description below. Like always, thank you all so much for watching. I'll catch you in the next one. In Astro World.